getting a client after losing a client is more difficult than getting a new client. You have to be that person that once a client associates with you, they feel. Most of the freelancers that I have worked with, they were okay. So you got your first clients. Congratulations on that. Now I'm going to tell you what all you have to do after getting your first client. Number one thing, do not rest up. What usually happens is that when you land a client, you think now you have earned the rest. But if you, instead of resting, you try to pitch out to more businesses, you try to convert more clients, you reach out more, you literally narrow down to that particular strategy and you try to reach out to as many people as possible. That's more helpful. Why I'm saying this? What's going to happen is you landed a client 40, 50, 60,000, for example. So you are now earning 50 or 60,000 a month because of that one client. And now you are thinking that, okay, I worked really hard for closing this client and now I'm going to rest up. I'm just going to cater to this one particular client and I'm going to hone down my skill and everything will be sorted. That's a big mistake. Instead, what you gotta do is you gotta narrow down onto that process that you close that client. So if it was an inbound, ask the client where he found you, what kind of search he used, how he actually ended up on your profile, and how he got to know you. That's one thing. If you reached out to a particular client and you close them there, figure out what you did with your outbound strategy, how you actually closed that client, and narrow down onto that. Because the reason I'm saying this is like I have already did it. I've already made this mistake. What happens is that once you start working with one client, you are kind of now dependent on that one client. Everything in your life, in your professional space revolves around that one person. And that one client, he can leave you anytime. It is all temporary in here. You can't say that anyone will be with you for the next 10 years down the line. You cannot take that surety from anyone. And that's very much okay, right? So for that, you need to explore more options. You need to work with more people, because if you are working with 5 clients, the likelihood that all 5 leave at one single time is very rare. If you work with one client, he leaves, you are done, back to square one. And getting a client after losing a client is more difficult than getting a new client when you didn't had any client. So let that sink in, digest it, replay it if you want to. That's the first or second point. I don't know which one it is. First is that. After that, once you start reaching out to more people, as soon as you close 3 clients on one particular rate. So if you are a video editor, now you have closed 3 clients who are going to provide you 10 videos every month, and you have to edit those 10 videos for them at a rate of 50,000. It's time to raise your rates. You cannot offer and keep your rate constant for every client. Rates has to be different. I told you initially in my earlier videos, if somebody needs a small fraction of service, you offer that. If somebody needs a huge big block of work to be done, you take care of that. So you do literally everything that is possible. Once you are done with these 2 things, now comes retaining these existing clients that you have. So if you have only one client, you are not reaching out, start reaching out. If you have 2 or 3 clients right now and you are working with them, make sure that you make their experience of working with you the best. Because once make the client addicted towards your work, provide such kind of results that no one else can. That even if they want to switch, they won't try to switch, because you are giving them the best deal on the table that's present right now. And that's the number one key essential ingredient that you can use, you can put in your strategy to retain clients. Because see, retaining clients is easier. Scaling up and offering more services to your existing client, that is easier. Finding new client is always difficult. I'll not say that it gets easier with time. No, it doesn't. Because if you are increasing, you are enhancing your skill set, you are reaching out to a new level. There are already people at that level. And once you surpass this level, then you get to this level. There are people at this level as well. Then you surpass to the elite level. There are people at that level as well. So every time getting a new client is going to be difficult. So what you do, you make sure that the ones you have, they do not go to any other person. Because if a client leaves you because of your issues, because of your services, because of your poor communication, because of anything that you did wrong, you messed up big time. And you need to sort that thing out. Because clients can leave because of your bullshit. Might be the case, like I have worked with a lot of freelancers, and I'll be real honest. Since reach is already down, I can spill out more secrets without worrying that it's gonna impact our livelihood. Most of the freelancers that I have worked with, they were idiots. They didn't know shit. They just presented themselves as somebody who was very superior, but when you actually see their work, their live work related to a particular project, you will find out they were just douches. They were just idiots who were just presenting out. Then you will say how you can differentiate between a good freelancer and a bad freelancer. You can't until unless you start working with them. Because portfolios, what these people do, like I have seen people using my work sample, using taking out elements from my portfolio and showing it as theirs. This is how it is. This is how smart people are trying to be. Now you can copy my work. You can literally copy everything that I have on my social domain. You can't beat me. As soon as you work with a client and it comes to start delivering results, you ain't no Vaibhav with the good 6.5 years of experience in consumer psychology and driving in results and increasing revenue and building a pile of community and just selling stuff to people that actually make sense into their life. You ain't that. That's me. So you have to be that person that once a client associates with you, they feel proud and they think that they have the best option in the market. You provide them that kind of service that they don't even want to look for other options. Before going ahead, just a quick question for you. What topics should I cover next? Just write it down in the comment section, and I can assure you, like every topic that would be in there that I have not covered, I'm gonna cover it. So just write it down because I need your feedback. I need what you want to know. So just write down what you want to know and I'll just make sure that it's out there. And since I'm Vaibhav, I've already made a separate video on what to do if you lose a client. So first I told you what to do when you land a client. Now I'm telling you what to do after you have lost a client. So watch this video and I'll see you in the next one.